Hey everyone and welcome. Today I thought I'd come out and give the dogs a bit of a run and do a bit of a rig rundown. For some of you that obviously been following along or you know me enough, a couple of years ago I got rid of the Hilux, mainly just because I wanted to go auto. I was getting a bit sick of the manual. Obviously towing wise I was looking at a caravan, so also went for the auto just to make it a bit easier in that aspect. And yeah, did a fair bit of research and looked at what I could afford, and the D MAX ticked most of the boxes, so I ended up going with that. So I'll step you through it and show you what I've done to it. I've had it for about I think it's about 3 years now, and I've got close to 50,000 Ks on it. So we'll get into it. Starting up the front, I went with the ARB Bullbar side rails and step combo. Just went with ARB because it's a well-known brand. They seem to build some pretty good stuff. But the main thing was, it was what I thought looked the best out of most of the bars that were on the market for this at the time. So yeah, smacked that on, which is pretty good. I have got the base model, so there's no fog lights. I've got some fog lights there. I've still got to put them in. I just went with some steady fog lights that suit that bar. Sticking with steady, I went with the Steady X Pro LED spotlights. Yeah, can't fault them. They're a brilliant light. Obviously don't have the distance that you would with a spot beam, but in all honesty, it's not that bad. They're pretty good. You do lose a little bit of spread at distance, but again, there's not much difference between them and the light bar, really. I had the twin light bar set up on the Hilux. I do notice I've lost a little bit of spread and a little bit of distance, but it's nothing to really concern yourself with. But yeah, so far they've been brilliant lights. Saved me from hitting a few roofs quite a few times, just being able to see them before you get to them, which is fantastic. And then I've also just went with the GME Stubby aerial for my UHF. I thought it looked quite nicely, complemented the car, and then I don't have to go with one of their pivot brackets, which I've seen a few people complain about them rattling to pieces. So yeah, no need for it because the aerial's not higher than the car, so that's the main reason I went with the Stubby. Also, the other reason being, when I do go away and I use my radio, I'm usually in the hills anyway. So, and most of the people I'm talking to are in front of me or behind me, so it's not really a distance issue for me there. Sticking with the ARB theme, I went with their Safari Snorkel. I find the side steps quite nice. They're very solid. They mount actually to the chassis and the cross member for the gearbox, so good strong platform there. They're nice and sleek, although sometimes the sleek can be a bit of a pain. As you can see, there's not a lot of room to get your foot on without scuffing your paint on the side of your car, but I'm luckily tall enough I don't really need to worry about that. I can just scoot straight in. Pretty quickly after picking it up, I was scouring the internet to work out what sort of suspension I wanted to put in underneath this thing, and I ended up going with the Radflo kit from Fat Bars. I got in that the upper control arms, which are the Ironman upper control arms. Best thing about them is they utilize the stock ball joint, which I thought is fantastic, especially when you're going to be doing remote touring. You want easy replaceable parts off the shelf for things if something does go wrong. Also came with the sway bar spacers. I unfortunately didn't realize that it came with the sway bar spacers, so I went and bought sway bar spacers, which hence why the blue ones are in there, because they were the Super Pro, I think, brand. So I got them put in instead of the standard black ones that come with the kit, just because I wanted to put my blue blingy ones in there just for something different. Also got the Mungie diff drop kit, which obviously you won't really be able to see that in underneath there, that came with it as well. So I've got 0 to 300 kg leaves, and I've since gone and put some Boss airbags as well to suit the 2-inch lift. Main reason I did that was just so that I can carry nothing and still be relatively comfortable, and then when I hook the van and stuff on the back, I can add air to the bags and assist with the load on that side of things and still be comfortable. And so far they work. I had a set of Airbag Man in my Hilux before this, so not my first run with airbags assist suspension. I went with the CSA wheels. I can't remember the brand of them. I'll have to look them up. I can always drop them in the comments below. So I went with them because I thought they suited the vehicle quite nicely. Something a bit different. I wanted that wider spoke pattern, and yeah, I think it really complements everything nicely. Ended up with the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss ATs, just because they're a bit more of an aggressive all-terrain that was out there on the market at the time. Having said that, they are bloody expensive. I think I paid $480 a tyre or something back when I first got these, and I've since heard that they've gone up again, as everything is. So I'm gonna be looking at some cheaper alternatives, definitely, when these need replacing. At the moment I'm tossing up between the Maxxis Razor and maybe looking at Falcon Wild Peaks. But yeah, let me know what you guys run and what you think of what you've got, because I'm open to suggestions at this stage. I am also running the custom off-road 3mm stainless steel bash plate. I don't know how well you'll see this, but it runs all the way back under the transmission. As you can see, runs right back. Just gives it that extra protection and covers all the wiring and everything. And they're a three-piece bash plates, so makes it easy to remove things. Under the back here, I went to my good mate Matt, who has Wargo Metalworks here in town, which I still need to get some logos off you, brother, to put on these toolboxes. But I took the ute to him. I said, hey mate, this is what I want, this is where I want them to roughly go. You make up a design. I wanted the flat bottom on it, just because I want to put things in it. So this side I've got my dual battery setup, my Red Arc DC charger in there. I said, hey mate, this is what I want. He said, no worries mate, leave it with me. And yeah, this is what he's come back with, which I'm really happy about. Nice solid toolboxes, plenty of space in them. Got the nice taper at the back there to just make everything look nice. And I've had a lot of questions and a lot of comments on them of hey mate, they look nice toolboxes, where did you get them? And I just tell everybody, Wargo Metalworks mate, they're custom made for me for this ute. So I said, if you want a set like this, go and see him. I've had an Anderson plug fitted on the back here for charging while we're driving. I got rid of that terrible step that sits at the back here, and I've just relocated the sensors zip tied literally to the tow bar. A bit dodgy, I know, but I'm just being too lazy to go and make brackets that I want to put off of those bolts on the side. But I will eventually get there, but so far the sensors seem to work where they are. Running a Redback 3-inch DPF back exhaust. Just got a hot dog muffler in it. Got the Isuzu genuine tray body. I went with the alloy because I don't carry, as you can see, I don't carry stuff all the time. So just wanted to keep that weight down, and any weight I do put in there, the alloy is going to be strong enough. They're a heavy duty alloy tray. I had the same on my Hilux before this, so yeah, everything I put in it, it's been going to be able to handle it. So yeah, not too stressed there. Also got an Anderson plug up the front here for running the angle fridge in the tray while we're out and about. So yeah, that's about it for outside. Let's dive inside. So this being the space cab model, it actually has a suicide rear door, which makes getting in the back really easy. My Hilux didn't have that. It was a solid panel from there down, so it was a bit of a pain to get in and out of the back, and yeah, especially when you're putting larger items and stuff in here. So having this open all the way up is absolutely awesome. Makes it so much easier. Now, please excuse the interior as it's still dirty. We've had a lot of rain here recently, so no point really cleaning it while there's still mud and stuff around. But yeah, I just got a dash mat. I can't remember the brand, but obviously suits this model. Nothing fancy or flash there. Works well just to keep the glare off the windscreen while you're driving. Got the Red Arc Tow Pro controller down here, and got my spotlight switch in there as well. I'll hopefully put a fog light switch in here next. Seat covers, I bought these offline. I can't remember the name of them. I think it was like My Car or something. I'll try and find that and link all of that below so you guys can have a look at them. But this is a wetsuit material type. I had the similar sort of thing in my Hilux. Yeah, fantastic. I like them. Keeps you relatively cool. As you can see, you got a bit of wear happening here. Been in and out a lot over the last 3 years to and from work. So yeah, getting a little bit stretched on this side, but overall not too bad considering the amount of in and out that I've put on it. But yeah, no, they're not a bad seat cover. They're pretty good for the price, which is what I got them for. Just needed something just to look after the seats a little bit when you get in a bit dirty. Got the GME UHF. I can't remember which model, but it is the one with the XRS Connect. I've just stuck the little magnetic holder here in the middle. It's actually an Oricom holder. Comes with an adapter for the back of it, so that sits in there just nicely. The unit has a little pass-through on this side here, so you can actually unplug your handpiece if you want to. I believe the box is in behind there. I had one of the local auto electricians fit it for me. Arlec, he's fantastic. He's done all the wiring on this with the spotlights and the UHF. So yeah, awesome local little business here. Does a good job. One other addition to the interior is I've actually got the quad lock USB dongle for your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. This being the 23 model, it actually didn't have it inbuilt in the head unit, which I have also seen people complaining about. It just drops out randomly, so kind of glad I don't have that, and I've gone the quad lock dongle option, which makes it so much easier. And also you can charge your phone at the same time, obviously, with the cigarette side of things. So yeah, with the seat covers, also got the little center console cover as well, just to keep that top a little bit nicer, just for a little bit longer. Floor mats, I'm just running super cheap auto specials that are just a universal mat and just trimmed to size. I've got the same ones in the back here with all the junk sitting on top of them. Now these do actually have little pockets in underneath your underneath the back here. Oh, that has popped out. But yeah, there's some little pockets in underneath the back here where the seats would have been. Same on the other side, so I've got a little bit of stuff stored in underneath them. Extra ratchet straps and stuff like that. Good pockets in the doors just for a little bit of storage. And then the seat covers come with pockets on the back as well, which I've got some spares and bits and pieces in. I've also just put a bit of marine carpet down in the bottom there, just so that your phone's not rattling around on the plastic and scratching it all up quite nicely. And another addition is I've put in here the Anytime Diff Lock kit. I'll have to find out where I got it from. I can't remember which one I went with. I'm pretty sure it's the Mungie, but I will double check that. But yeah, the Anytime Diff Lock kit is awesome. You just push the button and it'll override the factory settings of only being able to turn it on in low range, and actually lets you run the diff lock in 2-wheel drive, which is awesome for when you're just off the track and you just need that little bit extra traction just to get through something and don't want to have to go to the length of full drive and stopping and low range and etc, etc. Alright, so what's left to do? Not much really. All I've really got planned left to do is a tune and maybe a lockup kit. I'm in two minds. I'm going to have a look into it when it gets closer to being able to get an engine tune. Whether I go a lockup, like a piggyback lockup kit for the gearbox, or if I go to a mob that can also tune the gearbox. Really interested in some feedback on that, if anyone's got any, as to which one they would prefer or what's going to be better, or if it's going to be much of a muchness. Obviously having a piggyback style, if something goes wrong you can pull it out and sort of reset everything. But having said that, if you go to a good quality tuner, they should do a good job in the first place. So yeah, let us know your experiences with that if you've got anything. But yeah, tossing up what to do there with the gearbox, because obviously these things, they class it as hunting gears. But all it really essentially is the torque converter keeps unlocking, which then creates more heat, which cooks the oil faster, rather than it just dropping back a gear when you do get to slight inclines. I believe it's just so that you can try and smooth out the drive a little bit, but honestly it's just silly computer mapping in my opinion. I think you'd be much rathering it just drop down a gear and keep that torque converter locked for longer for better fuel economy and less heat. But yeah, there we have it, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you've got and what you've done and how you like it. But yeah, so far I'm happy with the D MAX. It does everything I want it to do. It tows my little Stony Creek Scout X Plus, no worries at all, even when it is fully loaded and got the quad on the back. So really happy with it for what it is, and I would definitely recommend them for anyone that's looking at them, that's for sure. Anyway guys, hope you enjoy. I'll catch you in the next one.